Did I skip anybody else by accident? Okay, thank you for letting me know, Anton. Désolé. Merci. So, quel est ton restaurant préféré? What's your favorite restaurant? Next one, est-ce que tu manges souvent au restaurant avec ta famille? Now, obviously, most of us have not done this in a very long time, right? We can't right now. It's asking, do you often eat at a restaurant with your family? So let's think about before this whole mess went down, d'accord? Did you used to do that? Oui ou non? Question numéro 3. Quels sont tes plats préférés? What are your favorite dishes? D'accord? And if you don't know how to say them in French, that's fine. You can say them or you can write them in English, okay? And final question, qu'est-ce que tu aimes manger comme dessert? So what do you like to eat for dessert? Ça va? And again, if you don't know how to say in French, you can say it or you can write it en anglais, d'accord? So here, how would we answer this? We would change ton to mon restaurant préféré, okay? You change this to oui or non because it's an est-ce question, so it's a yes or no answer that it's looking for. Oui, je mange souvent, or non, je ne mange pas souvent. Here you will just say, change tes to mes, M-E-S. Mes plats préférés sont, so my favorite dishes are, and qu'est-ce que tu aimes? J'aime manger, blah, 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 comme dessert. D'accord? And we've got some volunteers lined up already. Fantastique. If you can, copy, write your answer out on a document that you can copy and paste from, okay? And then you can just paste it right in the chat, and that way we can all answer faster, if it's possible, okay? If it's possible. If it's not, no problem, pas de problème. Here we go. Vas-y. Merci, Sanjit. Mon restaurant préféré est Burger King. Merci beaucoup. Et puis, c'est Laura. Oui, je mange souvent au restaurant avec ma famille. Ou j'ai mangé. Très bien. Merci beaucoup. Et puis, Simran?
Mon restaurant préféré est Boston Pizza.
Merci beaucoup. Et puis, c'est Cassie? Oui, je mange souvent avec ma famille au restaurant. Merci beaucoup. Et après, c'est Jasraj? Mon restaurant préféré est Chick-fil-A, d'accord. Puis Gershon? J'aime manger du gâteau au fromage comme dessert. Très bien. Cheesecake, le gâteau au fromage. Merci beaucoup. Et après, c'est Kevin, s'il te plaît. Mon restaurant préféré est McDonald's. Merci. Et puis, c'est Sébastien, s'il te plaît. J'aime manger du chocolat pour le dessert. Très bien. Merci beaucoup. Et après, c'est Anton, s'il te plaît. J'aime manger de la glace. Très bien, merci beaucoup. Et puis, s'il te plaît, Peter.
Mon restaurant préféré est Maxime.
Sorry, which one, hun? You cut off at the end.
Oh, Maxime.
Ah, Maxime, très bien. The Egyptian restaurant, très bien. Merci beaucoup. I'm going to stop for just 1 second just to check if there's anybody. We've got 3 people waiting. Here we go. All the folks were missing. Here we go. Bonjour, Toya. Bonjour, Toya, ça va?
Oui,
Bonjour,
ça va
Precious.
bien.
Très bien, merci. Bonjour, Precious. I'm just going to share my screen again. Merci, Precious. For those of you who just joined us, we're choosing from these 4 questions today, d'accord? When you're ready, you can write moi in the chat, s'il vous plaît. D'accord? Merci. Where were we? We're at John, s'il te plaît.
Mon restaurant préféré est Popeyes et Laziz.
D'accord, merci beaucoup. Et après, c'est, s'il te plaît, Nicholas. Mon restaurant préféré est Kelsey's, merci. Et après, c'est Sanya, s'il te plaît. J'aime manger la crème glacée ou le gâteau aux crèmes glacées pour ou comme dessert. Merci beaucoup. Et après, Sanya, c'est quoi? Your turn, quoi? Mon restaurant préféré est KFC. Merci beaucoup. Et puis, c'est Assis. Mon restaurant préféré est Chick-fil-A. Merci. Et après, c'est Kyle. Mon restaurant préféré est McDonald's. Merci. Et après, c'est Tremaine.
Mon restaurant préféré est Goodfellas.
Merci beaucoup. Et puis, Archie?
J'aime manger la crème glacée pour le dessert.
Merci beaucoup. Et puis, Adriana? J'aime manger du cheesecake pour le dessert. Merci. Le gâteau au fromage. Le gâteau au fromage. Très bien, merci beaucoup. Et après, s'il te plaît, c'est Ariane? Mon restaurant préféré est Chick-fil-A aussi. Merci beaucoup. Et puis c'est Hadia? Oui, je mange souvent au restaurant avec ma famille. Merci beaucoup. Et oui, puis c'est Precious, s'il te plaît? Mon restaurant préféré est Taco Bell, merci. Et toi, Kushi? Mon restaurant préféré est Tim Hortons, merci. Et puis, Elora? Mon restaurant préféré est 168 Sushi, merci. Et toi, Toya? Mon restaurant préféré est McDonald's, merci beaucoup. Et toi, Keen? Yes, I did, Keen. Your turn, hun. Mon restaurant préféré est McDonald's. Et puis, Kayla, s'il te plaît? J'aime manger la crème glacée pour le dessert. Très bien, merci beaucoup. Très bien. I'm going to just go to our classroom page. There's a great vocabulary list that I've posted for you from French Interactive, Français Interactif, okay? It's got everything that ever had to do with food and dining out. Here you have table settings, okay? At the market or supermarket, a whole list of fruits and vegetables. At the butcher's shop, the seafood, everything. The great thing about this is that if you click here, okay, it'll go through and you can hear how each of the words is pronounced, just as an example. Okay, so this is something great where you can practice the vocabulary, d'accord? You can oh, we got Sebastian back. You can hear, and then it gives you a chance to also repeat the words, d'accord? So you can practice the vocabulary. So it's a great vocabulary site because you can hear it, how it's pronounced. And voila. I did, Melissa. Pardon. What was your answer, Melissa? Désolé. Mon restaurant préféré est Popeyes. D'accord, très bien. With a capital P. Many of you, I have to ask you, remember that all names, we got to put a capital on them and always start our sentences with capitals too. D'accord? Always. Désolé. I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't get any sleep at this sleep clinic last night, so I'm off the ball today. I apologize. Désolé. Merci beaucoup. So what we're looking at today is food trucks, d'accord? Have you ever bought anything from a food truck? How many of you have bought food from a food truck before? You can say moi, moi, or oui, yeah? Beaucoup de monde, lots of people. En Amérique, d'accord? Anywhere, wherever it might have been. You've bought food from a food truck before. Très bien. What was it that you bought from the food truck? Qu'est-ce que c'était? Est-ce que c'était des frites, des hamburgers? D'accord, hot dogs, ice cream, poutine, la crème glacée. Très bien. Fromage fondu, like a grilled cheese. D'accord. Hot dogs, fromage fondu, poutine, hot dogs again. D'accord. What else did you get? Beaver tails, d'accord? By the way, queue de castor. Très bien, Adriana. That's beaver tail en français. Okay. For those of you who don't know what a beaver tail is, excuse me, it's not actually the tail of the poor animal, d'accord? It's a big donut. Actually, I'll show you. We'll look for one. It's a big donut that you can then add all kinds of toppings to. Sometimes there's, for students who don't know what a beaver tail is, they get really freaked out. Like, how does a beaver tail taste any good, right? Voila, beaver tails. Okay, so they're big fat donuts. Comme ça, beaver tail, and then you can put Nutella et la banane. You can put le caramel, you can put Reese's. There's like cookie crumbles. Or just sucre et cannelle, so sugar and cinnamon, like this one is the original ones, d'accord? So lots of different ways that you can have queue de castor, très bien. Any other things that you bought at a food truck before? D'accord. Food trucks en français, d'accord, are les cantines mobiles. Cantine mobile. You will also find them called les restaurants mobiles or les restos mobiles. Resto is short for restaurant, d'accord? So cantine mobile or resto mobile, and they've become very, very popular in recent years, d'accord? We're going to take a look at a reading from our textbook right now that has to do with les cantines mobiles. So I'm going to pop out of here and we're going to go here to la cuisine de rue. La cuisine de rue, street food. D'accord? Street food. Sometimes street food is some of the most amazing stuff that you can buy. La cuisine de rue is street food. So, de rue is of the street. So, la cuisine de rue, street food. We've got 3 food trucks or 3 cantines mobiles that we're going to be looking at today. Ça va? So, the first one, la première, is La Moto Bleue. La moto bleue, it's called. Would anybody like to read this little sentence here for us? This couple of sentences? Any volunteers to read it for us? You can say moi if you'd like to volunteer to read for us. Okay, I tried. I figured I'd give it a shot just in case anyone would volunteer. Here we go. Follow along with me, s'il vous plaît. La moto bleue se spécialise en cuisine libanaise. So La moto bleue specializes in Lebanese cuisine or Lebanese food. Elle offre une alimentation de rue saine. So it offers healthy street food. Okay, alimentation de rue, street food, saine, healthy. Un choix de mets chauds, de mets froids, et quelques plats principaux. So they offer a choice, un choix, de mets chauds, hot mets froids, cold mets, and quelques plats principaux, some main dishes. D'accord? Does anybody know what les mets are? You may know. Many of you have probably had some before and you don't even notice. Les mets sont la version libanaise des tapas d'Espagne ou d'antipasti d'Italie. So they're like Spanish tapas or Italian antipasti. And they're just small versions, okay, of certain dishes. I'm going to show you some examples. Many of you have probably had some of these before, d'accord? We've got hummus here. How many of you have ever had hummus? J'adore le hummus. D'accord? Only 2 people? There we go. More people have had hummus before. Hummus is always included, d'accord? Now, is hummus cold or hot? Froid ou chaud? Froid, très bien. So hummus, and there's 2 different kinds here. There's this kind, and then there's this kind here. So hummus would be un mezze froid. D'accord? It would be un mezze froid. How many of you have ever had falafel? Right here, we've got some falafels here. Anybody ever had falafel? Oui, moi aussi. J'adore falafel. Okay, if you've never tried or never had falafel before, falafel is like these little fried balls here, and they're made of mashed up chickpeas with garlic and parsley. You can put other flavorings in there too, and they're really, really tasty. D'accord? Here we have some stuffed vine leaves, stuffed grapevine leaves, d'accord? Usually they are stuffed with some kind of meat. These are like lamb balls made of lamb's meat, d'accord? These are like stuffed, they almost look like pakoras or a type of dumpling. These are also meat stuffed. And then we have tabouleh, which is a salad, d'accord? Tabouleh is a salad made with lots of chopped parsley and garlic and tomatoes, etc. So some of you have already had mezze before. So that's what this is talking about. They have hot mezze and cold mezze and some main dishes as well, d'accord? Our second cart is called La Poutinerie, which tells us right off the bat what they sell here, n'est-ce pas? Qui aime la poutine? Qui aime la poutine? Moi, je n'aime pas de la poutine, but my husband does. Il aime la poutine. Beaucoup de monde, lots of people. Très bien. Vous aimez la poutine. Bravo. So, la roulotte à patates. La roulotte à patates. So, les patates is how we say potatoes in Canada. Okay, les patates. So, la roulotte à patates is kind of like the potato wagon. D'accord? because it's a food truck. So la roulotte à patates offre 10 sortes de poutine avec sauce à la viande ou sauce végétarienne. So the potato wheel, the potato wagon offers 10 kinds of poutine, either with meat sauce or gravy, d'accord, or vegetarian sauce, which is usually a gravy made with mushrooms. Pour les végétaliens, essayez la poutine végé avec une sauce sans gluten, du fromage végétal et des frites traditionnelles. So they also have a vegan option, right? Les végétaliens, they have a gluten-free sauce, plant-based cheese, and traditional fries, des frites traditionnelles. Goûtez la différence. Taste the difference. Goûtez la différence. And finally, we have le croque mobile, which just from looking at it, looks like they sell beaucoup de sandwichs. Le croque mobile prépare des sandwichs devant vous, in front of you, et les garnit selon vos goûts. So the croque mobile prepares sandwiches devant vous, in front of you, and garnish them or top them selon vos goûts, however you want. Choisissez plusieurs garnitures pour une expérience savoureuse. So choose lots of different toppings for a tasty experience. Une expérience savoureuse. The croque mobile is named after the croque madame or the croque monsieur, which is very, very popular street food in France. Basically, it's just a ham and cheese sandwich, okay, with more melted cheese on top. The difference between the croque madame and the croque monsieur is that the croque madame comes with a fried egg on top of it, okay? So you can see it's a toasted ham and cheese sandwich. Then they put more cheese on top and throw it in the oven. And the croque madame also has a fried egg on top of it. Ça va? So that's the difference. So here we have a croque monsieur here. And then this one with the fried egg on top is the croque madame. D'accord? Of all of these three cantines mobiles, of these three food trucks, which one would you most, you think you would probably choose? La Moto Bleue, La Poutinerie, or Le Croque Mobile? We're going to take a poll and see which one of these would work out. Merci, Sanya, Croque Mobile. We've got La Poutinerie from John. Everybody, s'il vous plaît, like everyone's opinion. Another one for La Moto Bleue. 2 more for La Poutinerie. Keep going. Tout le monde, everybody. Merci, Nicholas, La Croque Mobile. Hadia, La Croque Mobile. Assise. La Poutinerie. Merci. And then we have Carl for Le Croque Mobile. Kushi for La Poutinerie, Precious La Poutinerie, Toya Le Croque Mobile, merci Kayla La Poutinerie, Gershan La Poutinerie, Sanjit La Poutinerie, Anton La Poutinerie. Holy smokes. Sebastian La Poutinerie. Oui, vas-y Adriana, merci. Melissa La Poutinerie, Keen La Poutinerie, très bien. Keep going. Another one for La Poutinerie. Jasraj, merci. We're not all done yet. We're still missing some people, s'il vous plaît. Merci, Elora. Another one for La Poutinerie. We've only had 21 people so far. Merci, Trey. Another one for La Poutinerie. Simran La Poutinerie, merci. Still missing a few people. So basically it's myself and one other person for La Moto Bleu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people for Le Croque Mobile, and then all other mans for La Poutinerie. So La Poutinerie wins by a landslide. Beaucoup de monde. Très bien. Beaucoup de monde. Good stuff. On the bottom here, we've got some comments from people with a hashtag, okay? Hashtag, by the way, en français, it's usually just said hashtag, okay? In Quebec, many people say mot-clic for hashtag, and some people in France say mot dièse for a hashtag, but it's becoming more and more common just to use the English word and say hashtag, d'accord? And we have a hashtag here, bouffe sur roue. Bouffe sur roue. Now, bouffe is a slang word for food, d'accord? So food, sur means what? What does sur mean? Can anybody let me know? On, très bien. So food on, we're talking about food trucks, so what's the food on? What do you think? Les roues. Close. What's going to be touching the road? Close. Wheels. Okay, so our hashtag bouffe sur roue means food on wheels. D'accord? Dalia wrote miam. This is how we say yum in French. D'accord? Yum is miam. La poutine Tex-Mex est délectable. So the Tex-Mex poutine is delicious, she said. Mark said, mon sandwich préféré, c'est le sandwich au fromage fondant. So his favorite sandwich, fromage fondant. This is a grilled cheese sandwich, okay? Un sandwich au fromage fondant. And Chantal said, aujourd'hui, j'ai goûté au shawarma au poulet. So today I tried chicken shawarma. Délicieux et service exceptionnel. So delicious and excellent or exceptional service. So the service was really, really good. D'accord? So La Poutine, one for La Poutinerie, one for Le Croque Mobile, and one for Chantal Richard for the Moto Bleu. The Moto Bleu. Très bien. So I wanted to show you, since we're talking about Les Mezzés, some pictures of Beirut, which is the capital of Lebanon. Now, unfortunately, most of the time now, when you Google images, what you end up seeing a lot of is the aftermath of that terrible, terrible explosion that happened last year. But just to show you, so this is the Bay of Beirut there in Lebanon. If we look at a map to see where Lebanon is, if I can find a map for us. Actually, we have a map in our textbook. Give me just 1 second and I'll find it for us. Carte du monde. There it is. So on our map, we can find le Liban. Now, le Liban is, right here. If we look, if we pull it up, you can see le Liban is how we say Lebanon in French, d'accord? Le Liban, and let's see if I can Nope. Nope. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So right here is Lebanon, le Liban. So it's surrounded by Syria, d'accord, and the Mediterranean Ocean right here. Ça va? So that's where Lebanon is, and Beirut is right in here in this this bay. And you can see les photos, or got rid of that. D'accord. Najwa Karam is a very, very famous Lebanese singer. And just so you can see a little bit more of the city, in 2019, she, when one of her hits came out, she put a flash mob together and she went right into downtown Beirut onto one of the main streets that they have in Beirut, and she just started a flash mob. So we're just gonna watch a little bit and see a little bit of a taste of that there, d'accord? What we're going to do now is a little exercise, okay, where I'm going to play something for you, and just wanted to make sure that no one got booted out and was trying to get back in. I'm going to play an exercise for you, ça va? And you're going to write down the answers of what you hear. Merci. So please, if you could grab something to write with and write on, d'accord? Un morceau de papier et un stylo, something that you can write on. And I'm going to show you what we're going to be listening for, d'accord? I'm going to share my screen one more time. Merci. So we're going to be listening to 3 friends, okay? Écoute les 3 amis. And they're going to be talking about what they feel like. So we're going to choose, are they talking about le croque-mobile? Are they talking about la moto bleue? Or are they talking about la poutinerie? And then I'd like you to listen for what it is that they choose from that particular cantine mobile and why, because they're going to explain why, okay? What do they sell at Le Croque-Mobile again? What does the Croque-Mobile sell? Anybody remember? Anyone? Le Croque-Mobile. Oui, très bien, merci Kevin. Sandwiches, les sandwiches, très bien. What did they sell at La Moto Bleue? Anybody remember what they sell at La Moto Bleue? What kind of small dishes? From which culture? What cuisine? Oui, très bien. Okay, does anybody remember what those small dishes are called? Starts with an M. Ça commence avec M. Very close, Tanya. Très bien. Les mezzés. Les mezzés. Merci. And they come, remember, in 2 different kinds. There's 2 different kinds of mezzés. Does anybody remember what they are? They come under one of 2 categories. Très bien. There's mezzé froid and mezzé chaud. Très bien. Très bien. Good. Excellent. And of course, what do they sell at La Poutinerie? They sell la poutine. Très bien. La poutine. Good. So we have Odette, Camille, and Carl, and they're going to be talking about where they would like to eat, okay, which cantine mobile, and what they would like to eat there, what they're going to choose, and pourquoi, why. So the quoi, what, and pourquoi, why. I'd like you to please write down, okay, what you hear. In between each one, I will stop to give you some time, and I will play it twice, okay? and I think I just got rid of it. Oh, come on, madame. Okay, give me just 1 second. Gotta log back in. Oops. So everybody's got something and you're ready to listen. Okay, so I'm going to start playing it and then I'll show you back to our page. Is everybody ready? Tout le monde est prêt? Oui? So yes, you need to listen. Okay, you're going to listen. There's going to be 3 people talking, 3 friends, 3 amis. They're going to say which food truck they're going to want to eat from. They're going to say what they're going to have, and they're going to explain why they want to have it. D'accord? Does that make sense? Does that answer your questions? Any other questions before we get started? You can write it in French or English. Your choice. D'accord? Any other questions before we get started? Okay, here we go, and I'll play it twice, okay? 2 fois. You can't hear anything. Okay, thanks for letting me know, guys. Let's see if this helps. Gonna try again.
Dans notre quartier, fiche d'activité 11.
How about now?
Une mobile dans notre quartier.
Okay.
Allons chercher quelque chose à manger. Camille, quelle cantine mobile aimerais-tu visiter aujourd'hui?
La cuisine libanaise m'intéresse. Mon ami Omar est libano-canadien. Sa mère prépare des repas extraordinaires. Il parle toujours de mets chauds.
Odette, as-tu décidé?
Whoops. Okay, so that's the first one. That was Camille. That was Camille talking. Okay, so which, don't tell me yet. Just write it down. Which one did she choose? What's she gonna have? And what was her explanation if you got it? Could everybody hear it that well? You couldn't hear it very well? Okay, give me 1 second and see if I can fix this. Okay. Okay, we're gonna start from the top once more then, okay? We'll still go start it from the beginning. Please let me know if you can hear it better now.
Dans notre quartier, fiche d'activité 11.
How's that?
Il y a des cantines mobiles dans notre quartier.
Is that better?
Allons chercher quelque chose à manger. Camille, quelle cantine mobile aimerais-tu visiter aujourd'hui?
La cuisine libanaise m'intéresse. Mon ami Omar est libano-canadien. Sa mère prépare des repas extraordinaires. Il parle toujours de mets chauds.
Odette, as-tu décidé?
Oui, j'aimerais un sandwich. J'aime la variété des choix. Il y a aussi beaucoup de garnitures possibles. Et toi, Karl, où veux-tu manger?
Je suis fou de patates. Quand j'ai le choix, je prends toujours les frites avec sauce végétarienne. C'est un choix facile pour moi. Allons-y.
Okay, I'm going to play it a second time. I'll give you a minute to write whatever you'd like to write down. And then I'll play it again. D'accord. Second time around, I'll pause between the people. I know. But if you're trying to understand people, right? Sometimes you just gotta listen to it. Although a lot of times when people are speaking, they do use like hand gestures or expressions, right? Many people are visual learners. We got to do a little bit of everything. Okay, ready for the second round? La deuxième fois? C'est parti, and I'll stop between people this time.
Dans notre quartier, fiche d'activité 11.
Il y a des cantines mobiles dans notre quartier. Allons chercher quelque chose à manger. Camille, quelle cantine mobile aimerais-tu visiter aujourd'hui?
La cuisine libanaise m'intéresse. Mon ami Omar est libano-canadien. Sa mère prépare des repas extraordinaires. Il parle toujours de mets chauds.
So that's the first one. That was Camille talking. Carl is talking, right? Carl is the one that's talking, and he just asked Camille. Okay, next.
Odette, as-tu décidé?
Oui, j'aimerais un sandwich. J'aime la variété des choix. Il y a aussi beaucoup de garnitures possibles. Et toi, Karl, où veux-tu manger?
So that was Odette. So which did she choose and what were her reasons? That was Odette. And now Carl is the last one. Okay, so we're going to go to Carl.
Je suis fou de patates. Quand j'ai le choix, je prends toujours les frites avec sauce végétarienne. C'est un choix facile pour moi. Allons-y.
Voilà, fini. How was that? Est-ce que c'était très difficile? Would anybody like to hear it one more time? Okay, one more time then. C'est parti.
Dans notre quartier, fiche d'activité 11.
Il y a des cantines mobiles dans notre quartier. Allons chercher quelque chose à manger. Camille, quelle cantine mobile aimerais-tu visiter aujourd'hui?
La cuisine libanaise m'intéresse. Mon ami Omar est libano-canadien. Sa mère prépare des repas extraordinaires. Il parle toujours de mets chauds.
Odette, as-tu décidé?
Oui, j'aimerais un sandwich. J'aime la variété des choix. Il y a aussi beaucoup de garnitures possibles. Et toi, Karl? Où veux-tu manger?
Je suis fou de patates. Quand j'ai le choix, je prends toujours les frites avec sauce végétarienne. C'est un choix facile pour moi. Allons-y.
Voilà. Okay, so the question was, où veux-tu manger? Où veux-tu manger? Where would you like to eat, or where do you want to eat? The three friends said. So the first person was Camille. Quelle cantine mobile est-ce que Camille a choisi? Which food truck did she choose? Quelle cantine mobile? Quelle cantine mobile? She chose La Moto Bleue. Très bien, très bien. How do we know that she was choosing La Moto Bleue? She said something interests her. Oui, she talked about Mezze Chaud. Très bien. She also said La cuisine libanaise m'intéresse. So I'm interested in Lebanese food. And she mentioned why. Did anybody get why? Très bien. Her friend Omar, he is Libano-Canadien. Libano-Canadien. So he's Lebanese Canadian. And his mom, she said, sa mère, she makes such good food. And he's always talking about, il parle toujours des mezze chauds. Okay, so she said he's always talking about les mezze chauds. D'accord? Next was Odette. Which cantine mobile does Odette want to buy her food from? Quelle cantine mobile? What do you think? Très bien. Très bien. Le croque mobile. Très bien. Good. Did you get why? You can write it en anglais as well. Why did she choose la croque mobile? Très bien, oui, there are so many choices. She said, j'aime la variété. And I need some accents. She said, j'aime la variété. I love the variety, right? Meaning there's lots of different sandwiches to choose from. She also said, il y a, there is or there are. In this case, there are beaucoup de garnitures. Les garnitures are toppings. D'accord? Which fast food restaurants do you know of where you can buy des sandwichs avec beaucoup de garnitures and you get to choose les garnitures? Subway, très bien. Subway is one of them. Can you think of another one? Panera, oui, très bien. Harvey's, très bien. You get to choose the toppings for your burgers at Harvey's, très bien. Can you think of any others? Any pizza place, d'accord. Not exactly sandwiches, but it works. Can you choose the toppings at Burger King too? Ah, d'accord. D'accord. I was thinking of, and not Pit, Pita Pit. D'accord? Pita Pit is like, almost like Subway, except it's more wraps. D'accord. Très bien. Très bien. So, beaucoup de variété, lots of variety, and lots of different toppings. And finally, where does Carl want to eat? Où est-ce que Carl veut manger? La poutinerie, très bien. Why? What explained why? He said, je suis fou de patates. Did you hear the word patate? That would have given it away. Okay? Je suis fou de patates.
Literally, it means I'm crazy about potatoes. But what he means is, I love potatoes. Okay? Je suis fou de patates. What's another way you can say I love potatoes? What's another way that we know? We know 2 more ways to say we love potatoes. What are 2 expressions? Je raffole des patates, très bien. And another one? J'aime is just he likes, but he's crazy about them. He loves his potatoes. We can say je raffole, je suis fou, and what's another one? J'aime is not quite enough. J'aime is just liking. He's beyond liking. Oui, j'adore. Très bien. Très bien. He said he always loves to get les frites avec de la sauce végétarienne. Végétarienne. So fries, you might have heard les frites, that might have given it away. Avec de la sauce végétarienne, with vegetarian sauce, is what he likes every time. He says, c'est un choix facile pour moi. It's an easy choice for me. Given the choice, he always chooses poutine, la poutine. Très bien, bravo. Good stuff. So, what you're going to do, and there's something, oops, we're missing Sanya. Voilà. What you're going to do, s'il vous plaît, is you are going to choose any French-speaking city in the world of your choice, and I'm going to give you some examples that you can choose from, okay? And I'd like you to look for a food truck, okay? You're going to look for a food truck in that city. And then we're going to share them and talk about them, okay? So, une cantine mobile de la francophonie. La francophonie, again, is the French-speaking world. So for this task, you're going to search online for a food truck from any francophone, which means French-speaking, city of your choice. So some examples of French-speaking cities in the world would be Beirut, that we looked at, Abidjan, Dakar, Montreal, Paris, Geneva, Yaoundé, Antananarivo, there should be a comma here, madame, Antananarivo, which is the capital of Madagascar, Lyon, or Port-au-Prince. These are just some examples, okay? You don't have to choose from these. You can choose other French-speaking cities and French-speaking countries of your choice. What are you going to look for? You need to have le nom de la cantine, which means what? Le nom de la cantine. The name, good, the food truck name. Quel pays, what's le pays? Country, très bien. So which country is it in? Quelle ville, which? Hamilton, Brampton, Toronto, Mississauga, Geneva, Abidjan. These are all examples of oh la la, cities, right? Cities, so quelle ville, which city? Quel type de cuisine? Quel type de cuisine is asking you for what? Très bien, the type of cuisine that is served at this food truck. So is it American? Is it Indian? Is it Japanese? Is it some kind of a fusion? Is it Ethiopian? What is the cuisine type that they serve at this food truck, d'accord? Deux choses sur le menu et les prix. So 2 items from the menu and their prices if you can find them. Okay, if you can't find the price, then just two things on the menu. 2 photos de la cantine ou la nourriture offerte. So 2 pictures of the food truck and or the food that they serve there. Okay, and you can just put this together on a Google Docs, and you can either upload it to the Google Classroom, or if that doesn't work, you can send it to my email, d'accord? And we're going to share the food trucks that we found on Wednesday. So this is due mercredi, Wednesday, d'accord? And it's going to be out of 8, d'accord? So I need, once again, to recap, this is your checklist. Le nom de la cantine, the name of the food truck. Quel pays, which country is it located in? Quelle ville, which city? Quel type de cuisine, what type of cuisine is it? 2 choses sur le menu et les prix, so 2 items from the menu and the prices if you can find them. And then 2 photos de la cantine mobile ou de la nourriture. So you can get a picture of the food truck and one of the food items, or 2 pictures of the food truck, or if you can't find any pictures of the food truck, then 2 of the dishes that are served on that food truck. D'accord? Here we have an example of a food truck. We're just going to take a look at them. So if you don't have a microphone, d'accord? I'll just say it for you. Not just one moment, just 1 second, please. Not somewhere in the world. It has to be in a French-speaking country, Melissa. D'accord? I've given you some examples, but you can choose others. It has to be in a French-speaking country, a French-speaking city. D'accord? Oui, Kwan, what was your question?
Can I choose the food?
In what? I'm sorry, you're cutting out there. Yes, in Quebec City. Yes, of course. Yeah, that's a French-speaking city, so sure. Do we write everything in French? Yes, please. You can just have these headings if you would like. Okay? You can do that too. And then a couple of pictures. Any other questions, s'il vous plaît? I can actually drop it right now. Actually, it already did. It already did. Any other questions? Okay, so if you have any questions, you can stay behind, d'accord, and ask if you would like. If not, you can get started on this. Remember, this is going to be due Wednesday, mercredi, s'il vous plaît. Just a document is fine, okay? You don't have to make a, you don't have to make any kind of a slide presentation. That's not necessary, okay? Just a Google Doc. Yes, absolutely. There are food truck chains. If you find one, sure. D'accord? Preferably in French, Cassie. Preferably in French. D'accord? If you don't have any questions, merci beaucoup tout le monde et au revoir. D'accord? Merci. Bonne journée, everybody. Have a great day. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. Bonne journée. Merci. Au revoir. Merci. Let me know if you have any questions. You can either type them in the chat or you can ask me. Merci. Au revoir. Oui, that's fine, Sanya. That's fine. That's been happening a lot. There's not much we can do about it. It's not something that's going to be marked. If you like, we can do it again. Would you like to listen to it? No, it will not affect your mark. It was not marked.